Peter Sweden here. What on earth is going on in Sweden? This is absolutely crazy. There's been 7 bombs in just 12 days in Sweden. I mean, what on earth is going on? I've never seen anything like this. It's just getting worse in Sweden. I mean, this is getting completely crazy. So let me go through what's happened. So, on the 10th of October, there was a guy who opened a door to his car and boom! His car exploded. So there was a bomb in his car. The guy was injured. There was pictures of him with his clothes all trashed up into pieces, but he managed to survive. Then a few days later, on the 13th of October, just 3 days later, a bomb went off outside a villa in the city of Ramlösa. The bomb damaged the house. It woke the whole neighborhood up. Completely insane. There was people inside the house. Luckily, no one was injured. Then a few days later, on the 15th of October, a car was blown up in the city of Malmö. So this is now just 3 bombings in 5 days. Then, on the 18th of October, at night, in the morning of the 18th of October, a police station was bombed in the city of Helsingborg. A police station. Let us sing it. A police station was bombed. It was a massive bomb. Experts believe it was between 5 and 10 kilos. And the bomb destroyed the whole police entrance. I mean, you can see pictures of it here. Absolutely crazy. I mean, and the shockwave from the bomb was so powerful that it blew out 30 to 40 windows on the building opposite the police station, which happened to be a doctor's center. So they actually had to rebook 200 patients because the building was too damaged. The police have released pictures of the suspect. Basically, this is all you can see. This is the only pictures they've released that they have of him. Yes, I mean, this is absolutely crazy. And the police, they said that they think it had to do with some of the work they have been doing in certain areas. Now, which certain areas are these? Well, obviously it's no-go zones. The police have been doing work in them, and these migrant gangs in the no-go zones who run the no-go zones have obviously been not too appreciative of the Swedish police meddling in their business. So likely what's happened here is that they have decided to do this attack on the police, which is absolutely horrendous. I mean, it's really unprecedented. If you attack a police station like this, I mean, it's an attack on democracy. It's really unprecedented. And then on the same day, in the city of Norrköping, a grenade was found underneath a car, and this is being treated as suspected murder because obviously they wanted to blow up the car with some person in it that they had someone was targeting. So this is 2 bombs in just one day. Luckily, the grenade was discovered before it exploded, so they send the bomb squad to remove the item. Absolutely insane. And then a few days later, on the 21st of October, a grenade blew up a car. A grenade blew up a car. Absolutely insane. And today, on the 22nd of October, a guy attacked a bar. So this guy, it was this night, a guy threw fire bombs into a bar. One guy was injured, and the attacker was arrested. Luckily, no one was killed. But I mean, this is a serious attack, and something seems a little bit different to me with this attack compared to the other ones, because the other attacks I mentioned are likely gang-related, very likely migrant gangs from these no-go zones and so on. This attack seems a little bit different. The guy had a rucksack with him. In the rucksack he had a lot of fire bombs, like Molotov cocktails, in his rucksack. But he also had something I call religious texts. That kind of raises my suspicions a little bit. He also had a knife with him, and he also had what appears to be a fake suicide belt. So the owner of the bar commented to media that the guy had what looked like a suicide belt around his stomach, the guy who attacked the bar. And police later said that it wasn't dangerous, so it appears to be a fake one. But the fact that he actually had a suicide belt, well, a fake one, on him, and he also had this religious text in his backpack when he did attack, really raises my suspicions to think that this might actually have been a terrorist attack and not gang related. I mean, who knows? Anyway, it was an attack, and it is horrendous either way. So there's been 7 attacks in just 12 days in Sweden, and I have never seen anything like this. It's just getting worse. I mean, before you would have maybe like 3 or maybe at the most 4 attacks, bombings or grenade attacks in a month. Now there's been 7 in just 12 days. I mean, what's going on? I mean, last year there was 27 grenades that were detonated in Sweden, and the Swedish police commented that it's unprecedented for a country that is not at war. And now there's been 7 bombing attacks in just 12 days. It seems like Sweden is turning into a war zone. I mean, this is insane. I mean, if you'd hear this in the... I mean, I'm really lost for words here. And the crazy thing is, the mainstream media is completely ignoring this. They're not mentioning a thing about it. The only one that was mentioned was the police station that was bombed in Helsingborg. That was the only attack that was mentioned in the mainstream media, in the English-speaking mainstream media. All other of the 6 attacks, completely ignored. Crickets. I mean, completely ignored. Not mentioning anything about Sweden having these 7 attacks in just 12 days. The mainstream media is not bringing you the truth, guys. I am one of the few guys who are actually covering this and bringing the truth out there. So make sure to share this, guys, with all your friends to get the truth out, because, you know, the mainstream media has an agenda. They want you to think that Sweden is this liberal utopia, this perfect country, this socialist country where everything is perfect. Mass migration has worked completely fine in Sweden. Sweden took in loads of migrants during the migration crisis, and everything is working completely fine in Sweden. But no, that is not the truth. And the mainstream media doesn't want you to know that. So they're not telling you about this, what's actually happening in Sweden. Because if you think of it, if this had happened in the UK or in America, it would have been worldwide headline news. I mean, 7 bombs in 12 days. I mean, let that sink in for a minute. It would be headline news worldwide. But this happened in Sweden, where they wanted to be this like utopia example of mass migration and diversity and multiculturalism. But when it turns out it doesn't work very fine in Sweden at the moment, they completely ignore the news and are not bringing it. So make sure to share this, guys, so people know what's actually happening in Sweden, to get the truth out there. And like this video as well, because that really helps the video. Yeah, I mean, in any other scenario, you would almost think there's a war going on. These people that are running these no-go zones are these gangs, and almost all of them are migrant gangs. And they're taking over whole parts of Sweden and turning them into no-go zones. And now they're attacking other parts of Sweden as well with bombs and grenades. I mean, it's almost as if these guys are trying to take over Sweden. It's almost as if these guys think they're in a war. And Sweden is doing nothing. I mean, what Sweden needs to do is to put in the military and clear out these no-go zones. Get rid of these gangs and stop this madness. That's what Sweden should do. So what do you think, guys? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Share this video with all your friends to get the truth out there. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you all guys later.